Hey folks, it's been a while. I'm trying to make a video on swipe and high time frames. But first, in this low time frame, this zone here, this white zone on a high time frame was a bounce area. So now I'm expecting price to consolidate along here, along these two bands, and possibly go up and try to go up to the 130 levels, and then consolidate along this band. I believe the 150s, between the 145 and the 150s, will be the ultimate target. But right now, if anyone wants to be conservative, theoretically, a clean breakout of 123, one can take it with a stop loss below to these highs. And then if price consolidates along here or it ranges, then I believe 151 is the ultimate target. But first target would be this zone here. But this is something I did for my friend, so let's see how that plays out. Now, let's look at it on high time frame. I'm still super bearish on it in a high time frame, as I believe that BTC is on a downtrend right now. So I believe BTC is on a downtrend, and I'm not going to switch that thinking into it does something in the next couple of weeks. But let's see what happens. But in the meantime, we're talking about swipe strictly. This to me, again, this is a three crows candle pattern, which is super bearish, which we can have a retrace back up to these levels before we have a continuation sell off. I do believe now that the 90 cent, 80 cent area will be hit. Worst case scenario, it could possibly get down here to the 50 cent area. That's the worst case scenario. Right now, those possibilities are increasing, but these targets will definitely be hit. I'm not sure if it's going to happen right away, but they will definitely be hit. There's a lot of demand in this zone here, a lot of wicks. Look at these wicks on the left. Same thing here has been demand, supply. This area here is extremely high demand. So I expect this area to do something like this, have a nice bounce, before possibly have a sell-off or a continuation higher. If this area does not hold, we could have a strong sell-off to the 50 cent area. And again, that's all based on what BTC does. But right now, to be honest, this is looking like this zone could be hit. But this is my primary targets. Again, this is three black crows. Just go in Google and just go look it up, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Now let's go down to the weekly. Again, we have an impulsive sell-off. What we want to see is something that occurred here. You had an impulsive sell-off, then you had a range or a correction. All right, and it built the base, and then it took off. Now, I want something like that. I want to see something similar around here. It can be a V bottom with a possible hammer candle, something like this. Instead of closing down, close up, you could possibly wick into these levels. If anyone is looking for possible entries, I would, in my opinion, ladder up from these levels all the way up to these levels. A small percentage. So that would be a theoretical idea on how to possibly enter for swipe. All right, never go all in. Just you never want to ladder down. That's one. You wait for it to build a base like this, or you wait for a clear uh, a clear level to be broken, which you will consider to be a validation level that price is going to continue higher, or an invalidation level. So below here would have been the invalidation level that price was not going to move higher. Here would have been a validation level. You can even say here would have been a validation level that if once it had a clean breakout of 55 cents or even 60 cents, that was clear indication that price was going to continue higher. So that was a validation level. It was validating the bullish setup. Price below it wasn't validating that bullish setup. It was validating the bearish setup. I hope I didn't confuse you guys with that. But right now, I do believe this zone will be hit. You're going to have a small correction, possibly to the 150s in a lower time frame before their continuation. This zone is high demand in this zone with a possible wick into these levels here. If that's not bounce off this zone and BTC has a major sell-off, we're going to see this target's hit. But right now, just concentrate between $1 and basically 80 cents. But I will ladder up. And we have to wait for something like this to occur in high time frame to clearly give us indication that the downtrend has been reversed, or we can have a V bottom or something like that, which we can possibly see something like this. You see this doji crazy candle that went into the zone, this demand zone because of this here, something like that here, comes down, price comes down here, has a lower time frame, is down here, it closes up so fast, then it just moves high. All right, I hope I was clear on this, guys. You guys can leave any remarks. You guys want a more clear explanation, just let me know. All right.